To continue our life planning this morning, David L. Carrier is joining me now live to get us on the right track, right?
That's right. Got to get on the right track.
That's right. And we, as always, we like to get going with kind of like the lightning round. We have a few questions we want to get to. They were sent to him. If you have questions for him, don't ever hesitate to either email him or to email us or put them on our Facebook, and we'll pass them along and answer them right here for everybody.
Okay. Remember, it's free advice and worth what you pay for it.
Yeah.
Are you with me on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a lively legal discussion and not legal advice.
It's priceless.
That's right. Priceless.
In a lot of ways.
Is that another way of saying worthless? I don't know.
No. I would never say that. Okay, the first one is, okay, the elderly mothers conveying textbook Alzheimer's symptoms and diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. And then it goes on to say that my uncle brother of my mother gets her sign a durable power of attorney?
Right.
Okay, what's this?
See, this is one of those things where people often think, well, once you have a diagnosis, you can't sign a power of attorney. A power of attorney or a trust or a will. These are the documents we frequently do that enable you to make decisions for the other person if they're not able to do so. The fact of the matter is that frequently the first real wake-up call that people get is a diagnosis. And in this case, I think it was 2 years after the diagnosis that they finally got around. It's not unusual. I mean, it does happen. Yeah. People finally get around to signing the documents. That doesn't mean you can't sign the documents at that point, but then the question shifts to we got to talk to the witnesses, got to talk to the notary, we got to do other things to establish that the person was actually competent when they wrote. So if you get a diagnosis, the loved one gets a diagnosis, it's not time to give up and say, oh, nothing we can do. That's the time to get busy. Okay. Okay?
All right.
So it's not necessarily can't do it.
I think this next one a lot of people struggle with. If mom gives me power of attorney and then dies, am I responsible for her debt?
Yeah, that's the other thing. So if I'm in charge of mom's stuff, am I going to get nailed with the debt? You know, and this is, I saw a real stupid movie with, it was a chick flick, I have to say. And my wife picked it. And it was one of those, and Lily's like, oh, this looks like a good one. Anyway, the theory was the woman inherited father's debt. Okay. Father dies, or long lost somebody dies, and now she inherits debt. It doesn't work that way. And if you have power of attorney for someone, if you're very careful, whenever you sign anything, comma, POA, after your name when you sign it, you really shouldn't have any liability. Of course, there's no substitute for reading the document, for knowing exactly what it is you're signing before you sign it. But in general, you're not going to be held liable. There is an exception to that, and this is one of those things that's a fairly new development that most people are not aware of, and it has to do with your IRA. If you put your kids on your IRA, so you know, if I die, give it to my spouse dies, give it to the kids, right? So the kid inherits the IRA. Well, according to the Supreme Court last year, 9-0, an inherited IRA, not the IRA that you have or that rolls over from your spouse, but an inherited IRA is just another account, it's just another checking account, savings account, okay? Which means that if you get sued, divorced, bankrupt, car accident, student loans, you name it, they can seize that just like they could seize anything else. So you leave your IRA to your kid. You think, what a good parent I am leaving this IRA to the kid. Yeah. Now the kid gets sued, the money goes away, but who owes the tax on the money? The kid. It's the one way, and it's a very common, it happens, right? Where the kid winds up owing income tax on money they don't get, right? Because an IRA nowadays, an inherited IRA, is just another account. So that's the one way, and you really have to look out for that. Okay, and finally, we have about a minute left. So proceeds from the sale of the home. How do you protect the funds from nursing home obtaining them? Right. So we have mom might go into the nursing home, might not. This is one of those things where there is no one-size-fits-all answer, okay? Do we sell the house at all? You know, if we've got maybe we've got the diagnosis, do we sell the house? Do we not sell the house? What do we do with the cash once we've got it? The fact of the matter is there are all kinds of options out there. And with the email, the person was still basically healthy. So we might be able to do one of our long-term plans, do a life plan for that person. But, you know, that's the sort of thing that we cover at the workshop. That's how we get that conversation started. It'd be nice if there were, you know, wave the magic wand, pull a rabbit out of the hat, and now everything's wonderful. It just doesn't work that way. You know, our goal is to take questions like that and develop solutions that families can choose from. And so there's no, you know, there is no time machine. There's no crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen, but we can prepare for it. Okay. And you can be ready you know, to take care of those things.
And as we wrap up, I want to remind everybody that you just have the Life Plan workshops taking place too for people that are free to attend, and just go ahead and stop by.
Yeah, well, we'd love to have you come to the way. You know, we've got every single week in Grand Rapids, and we're adding new workshops in Muskegon. Just had 50 folks in Muskegon on Friday.
Great.
You know, our new offices. We haven't cut the ribbon at the new office in Muskegon yet, but that's coming up. That's
Okay.
coming up.
Well, for more information, go ahead and give them a call. The number is 616-361-8400, and toll free 888-463-2843. They're located at 4965 East Beltline Northeast. Check them out online, davidcarrierlaw.com. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Leanne.
Absolutely.